Okay, so I wanted to introduce another thing that I kind of glazed over. And it'd be really useful for you guys to know how to do this. And that's to be able to concatenate a string to make an output that's nice and easy to understand and easy to write. And I'm actually working with the exact same piece of code we just did. And I actually just saved it as _b because I'm going to manipulate this. And in fact, I'm going to change this and I'll make it intro to strings, and get rid of that. Into strings. Okay. And let's just look at only example 6. I'm just going to delete all these. We'll clean this up real quick. Okay. So we're actually going to just junk all this stuff, because all I want to show you is how you can make this a lot easier to read and work with. Because see, I've got all these lines, which is fine. Okay, each individual line does one thing. It'd be nice to be able to have it put out a nice concatenated string so it all just kind of flows. All right, so we're going to put all these individual bits into one line. So to do that, what I'm going to do is we'll start with this x, okay? And what I want to do is I want to plus, all right? Then I want to put in here the quotes and then the slash, quotes, all right? Plus, and actually, trust me, I'm actually kind of leading you in the right direction, but not yet. And then y, plus, and then we're going to put in the equals, and then we're going to do another plus, and then the answer. Okay, and then let's make this on a single line, and then for the moment I'm just going to comment out all of this stuff. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got. Looks pretty. Oh, we need to put a parentheses around everything. Okay, so let's put this all in a set of parentheses. And you might say to yourself, oh, this is going to work great. Let's load it up and see what happens. So I'm going to make sure that that one is called. It is. We've got one example. And, oh, it doesn't, it can't figure it out. Okay? So it's confused. Well, that's because when I have only, like in this line here, when I only have a variable, it just figures it out. It says, oh, you want me to display the variable. Well, in this case, I'm mixing things up. I'm mixing these quotes, these characters, with these variables, but I'm not really telling the compiler how to treat it. It doesn't know if I want to be printing a parentheses, x parentheses, or if I want to do something to the stuff within the parentheses. Okay? So we do actually have to do one additional step. We have to write the word string with a capital S, because we want to convert these variables, all right, these variables into strings, okay, or groups of characters. Now if I load this up, we should get the reboot and the answer. All right, and this also gives us some other cool features. So let's say, for example, I really don't want it to have 2 zeros. Well, I can put a comma after my variable here, and I could just say, oh, I just really want one place after the decimal. And then I can go really crazy here, and I can say, well, actually, what I really want is 4 places after the decimal here. So I put a comma and a 4, and if I load this up, you can see that it cuts it down 1 place, 4 places. Okay? So this is how you would take a string, and instead of having all those lines, you can do it with just one simple line. But I do have to explicitly tell it to convert the variable into a string. But that does empower me to be able to put in, for example, this comma and this decimal value, or this number, to designate how many places after the decimal that I want to show. Okay, so in this case it's going to put 4 places after. This one's going to be 1, and this one's going to be a total of 4 after the decimal. Alright, so hopefully that was useful. It's going to be really handy when you have to do your homework, because I do want to see these answers in concatenation. Not always required, but some of the questions are going to imply this. So they're going to ask, the questions are going to be expressed in such a way that you have to understand how to be able to string together a group of strings. So with that, I will end this one pretty quick, and I will see you again soon.